Once upon a time, in a small village, nestled among rolling hills, lived a young beautiful girl named Uju. Uju was the only child of her parents. Her father is late, so it's only her and her mother. Uju had a problem of bedwetting since she was still a kid. Her mother, Ezine, did all she could to find a solution for Uju, but all to no avail. Uju had come of age and she's ripe for marriage, but this problem persists. This made Uju and her mother to worry, but they simply couldn't find a solution. But despite this, Uju had a lover named Ebuka. Ebuka loved Uju and wanted to marry her despite her problem. Uju was a very hard-working girl. She would fetch water for her mother, fetch firewood, cook, and sweep the compound. She made sure she does all the house chores. This made Ezine to be happy. She prayed that her daughter would be rid of the problem that burdens her. Ebuka and Uju have dated for 2 years now. Despite this, Uju remained a virgin. Ebuka finally decided to tell his mother about his intention to get married to Uju. Ebuka's mother objected, saying, "I don't like that girl, and you cannot make her your wife, and that is final." Ebuka told her mother that he can only marry Uju and no one else. He said this and left. On the day of the marriage, Ebuka pleaded to his mother to attend, but she refused. Ebuka went alone with his kinsmen. Uju decked up very nice. She was looking very beautiful. Ebuka praised her. After the marriage procession, Ebuka took his wife home. As they were sleeping at night, Uju bedwetted. Ebuka quickly rushed out of the room. Uju followed. Uju apologized for her mistake. "Can't you at least try to control yourself? Must you mess everywhere up? Just look at how my body is smelling so bad. I can't even sleep in that room now," Ebuka shouted. The next morning, Ebuka went hunting with his friend Amadi. Amadi was so excited for his friend's marriage. He asked him how his first night was. Ebuka replied that he doesn't want to talk about it, as it was very horrible. Amadi asked why he would say his night was horrible. "I tried to touch my wife, as it was our first night. You won't believe this. My wife's private part smells like a dead rat. I couldn't even continue. I just managed to sleep. I woke up seeing that the whole bed was very wet. Amadi, I don't know how long I have to bear this," Ebuka said. "How could you say such a thing about your wife? Even though all this happened, why would you discuss it?" Amadi replied Ebuka. "Abeg, leave those things. Let's just hunt," Ebuka said, and they left. Ebuka didn't tell his mom about Uju's sickness. He tried to be happy with Uju, but her sickness of bedwetting and her smelling private part couldn't let him. Ebuka had an admirer named Adaeze. Adaeze has been admiring Ebuka. She loved him. She and Ebuka were friends. She had thought that their friendship would lead to marriage. She was disappointed when she learned that Ebuka married Uju instead. So one evening, Ebuka was so sad and angry about Uju's condition. So he went to Adaeze's mother's bar. Adaeze's mother owns a bar just down the village. Adaeze helps her mother to serve customers in the bar. When he got to the bar, he drank so much and became drunk. Adaeze sat close to him. She asked him why he was drinking so much. Ebuka disclosed everything to her about Uju's condition. She consoled him and took him to her house. The next morning, he went home to his house. He didn't want to talk to Uju, even when Uju asked him where he spent the night. Uju went to the market that morning. There were lots of whispers. One woman turned to the other and said, "Did you know that Uju's private part smells like a dead rat, and she also bedwets?" The other woman replied, "Tufiakwa, how could a grown woman like that still bedwet at this age? And she couldn't even wash her private part very well. I pity her husband. That man must be battling with a lot." On hearing this, Uju was so devastated. She wondered how the villagers got to know. She couldn't purchase anything in the market. She went back home in tears. People who saw her on her way back called her a smelling pig. They mocked and taunted her. She was called all sorts of names. Uju was shattered. She couldn't believe a day like this would come. When Ebuka went for a hunt, he heard whispers of Uju's condition. He quickly rushed to Amadi. He blamed him for spilling out Uju's condition to the whole villagers. Amadi tried to explain to him that he wasn't the one, but Ebuka didn't want to hear anything. Back at home, Uju's mother-in-law already heard the news. She packed Uju's belongings and asked her to leave the house. Uju begged her so much, but her mind was made up. Ebuka returned home and told her mother that Uju is his wife and she can't leave the house. He apologized to Uju. He explained that he didn't know how the news spread. All Uju did was cry. Uju's mother came and pleaded with Uju to go with her, but Uju refused, saying she can't leave her husband's house. This mockery continued for a while. Ebuka was really tired, so he would lock himself up in a room. He was no longer happy with Uju. One fateful day, Adaeze came by. Ebuka's mother welcomed her with a warm smile. Ebuka's mother always wanted Ebuka to marry Adaeze. She really likes her, but Ebuka, being Ebuka, made his own choice. She told Adaeze that Ebuka is depressed, that she should make him happy. Adaeze went inside the room to keep Ebuka company and ended up spending the night. Ebuka's mother was so happy seeing that they spent the night together. Uju just moped. Adaeze started visiting too often. She ended up living in the same house with them. She and Ebuka mistreated and insulted Uju. Ebuka later sent Uju packing and collected her bride price from her people. Uju went back to her mother. She had learned to accept her fate. Her mother told her not to go out of the house, as she would do what needs to be done. But Uju refused, saying she can't keep staying indoors forever. One day, as Ezinne, Uju's mother, was returning from the market, she saw a young man and a young woman speaking about new facilities in the village hospital, saying, "We are from the government. We have brought with us new facilities for checkups and drugs. If you have any sickness, rush to the village hospital. We are going to treat you for free. The government have sponsored this." Ezinne quickly rushed to her daughter to share the news, but Uju was not interested, saying that they have gone to the village hospital, but yet no solution. Ezinne tried to convince Uju, but no avail. One day, as Uju was returning from fetching firewood, some girls were taunting her, and it happened that the government workers saw what happened. They were determined to help her. They secretly followed her home. They came to tell Uju that they can help her. Uju dismissed them, saying that she doesn't need their help. They managed to convince Uju, but Uju was very stubborn. This continued for a while before Uju agreed. They conducted a few tests on her and found out what was wrong with her. They told Uju and her mother that Uju can be cured. The treatment processed. Back in Ebuka's house, Adaeze was already pregnant. A woman came to meet Adaeze. She threatened Adaeze to pay her the money she borrowed from her, or she would expose her truth. Adaeze pleaded that she should be patient with her, that she will pay. After Uju's treatment, Uju became completely healed. She and her mother were so happy. Ezinne narrated that when Uju was born, she took ill. She was advised to circumcise her. After she was circumcised, Uju started having problems. She took her to different places, but no one could heal her. The young man won against female circumcision. When Adaeze couldn't pay the girl whom she owed, she came back to Ebuka's house. This time, she exposed her. She told Ebuka and her mother that she was the one to carry around the rumor about Uju's condition, and the baby she's carrying isn't Ebuka's. Ebuka was completely shocked. He couldn't believe his ears. He was dumbfounded. He didn't know what to say. A few days later, Adaeze left his house. Ebuka was all alone. He came to Uju's house to ask for Uju. Uju's mother told him that Uju has gone to Lagos and he should never come by at her house again. Ebuka left disappointed. Uju went to Lagos together with the young doctor Ade. 2 years later, Uju came back to the village. When Ebuka heard it, he quickly came by to apologize to Uju. Uju told him that she has forgiven him a long time ago. He asked if she could come back to him. Uju told him that she has forgiven him a long time ago. He asked if she could come back to him, but Uju refused, saying she has moved on with her life and can't go back to him, that he should move on too. Ebuka pleaded and pleaded, but it was too late. Uju and Ade later got married and moved back to Lagos. Ezinne was so happy for her daughter.
Thank you for watching. Please stay tuned for my next video. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Thank you.